Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And I've been thinking it's probably about time to do a build update on the GX470. All right, we're gonna start out from the outside and work our way in. Starting from the front, things I've changed. These are the AliExpress headlights. I really like them so far, and they give it a more modern look, kind of bring the GX into the modern era as far as lighting goes. GX460 style grille and emblem, again bringing it back into modern day kind of looking rig. Wheels and tires setup is going to be the Vision Ojas that I won in Vegas. Finally found a rig to throw those on, so threw them on here. And then my tire setup is the Mickey Thompson Baja Boss 33 by 12.5 R17s, and they are freaking aggressive. Look at that. Look at that sidewall on them. Kind of crazy. But that's the wheel and tires, and I'm liking them so far. Kind of wishing I got some skinnier ones because they do like to rub when they tuck up. Moving on to suspension. I went with Locked Off Road, and I did their heavy springs in the front and Dirt King upper control arms. In the rear, again, Locked Off Road shocks and Icon Overland 3-inch dual rate springs. Rocking Durabump bump stops front and rear. In the rear, we are rocking a Panhard bar weld-on extension to correct the axle. A FJ Cruiser 8.2-inch rear axle. On the roof, we have a Prinzu rack, Rome cases, Action Track recovery boards, my chainsaw, and then Toyota Overlanders dual jerry can carrier. Right now I just got one can in there, one 5-gallon can, and then my recovery gear is up there. And then on this side we have Starlink Mini. For lighting, I went with Morimoto. We have their 4-banger pods for ditch lights and the banger bar up on top. Morimoto 2-banger pods in the rear for chase lights. And then to wrap up some scene lights, I did the Cali raised scene lights on the left and rear, or left and right side of the rack. I might add 2 more and kind of space these out evenly. But so far, these things are awesome. I like them a lot, and they kind of just look very in place there on the rack. Rock lights also went with Morimoto. On those, I did their 8-piece kit RGB, and I'll see if I can throw in some shots of them at night, but they do an excellent job. And unlike other RGB rock lights, they do pretty true colors, and I can actually dial it in to exactly what I want. All right, moving inside, I have the B3 Customs rear drawers. Also, B3 Customs rear door light, and that's dual color on that. So very helpful at nighttime whenever I'm cooking outside the rig. For the drawer options, I went with the kitchen side on this side, so it's got the false top, and then a secondary rollout which has coffee stains on it because, you know, didn't clean it up for this video, just kind of running with it. But this is my drawer slide, or sorry, the kitchen drawer. Kind of chaotic right now, but these things, tons of room, and they are very sturdy. I've actually stood on these when they were not loaded, but I've stood on them. They're very sturdy. This side, I've got tools and spare parts and stuff. Again, chaotic mess inside because I dig around in here and just unorganize it, and then I don't ever put it back. But got all my tools and stuff on that side. Plenty of room back here for, you know, cargo storage. They did have the option of cargo tie-down rails, basically with QD movable rings, but I didn't really go for that because I wanted this surface flat for my bed, which I sleep in the back of the rig. Like most your rear drawer setups, you have the flip up little wings on the side so you can cram stuff down in there, all the storage, both sides for that, and you're still able to access your, you know, spare tire or tools, your jack. And on this side with this flip up, I'm still able to, you know, have something plugged in up there. Kind of hard to see, a little bit dark, but still able to access the outlet over there. All right, turn the exposure up here on the camera so you can see a little better in here. But outlet there, got something plugged in and it doesn't interfere with it. So great job on that one, guys. Might help if I turn on the white lights. But yeah, plenty of storage back here for your bags or whatever you got to throw back here. Here, JW Off-Road Molly panels on both sides, which I have a few bags and stuff, and then I have my fan here so I can pop this window out and turn on the fan and it'll pull fresh air from outside. And then up top, this is expedition gear from, I think, Ukraine. No, it's from Poland, that's right. Expedition gear from Poland. You can order these, no problem really, but I just like the way it was. A cargo net with like a mesh. Not 100% sure if I'm keeping that or not because it is kind of annoying whenever I'm in the back of the rig and I want to like, kind of set up. So we'll see if that's staying or not. And then sleeping setup, kind of the same thing that I had in the 70 series, just a 3-inch foam mattress, the blanket, and you know, nothing special pillow. But that is everything for the rear. Moving on to the rest of the B3 Customs kind of drawer setup that he did for me is this second row delete on half of the back seat. So extends all the way up to the front seat. I can still recline it and everything. He basically had me set where I like it to be and then went a little bit further back from that, and that's like the perfect length on this thing, but it came out great. And there's some awesome storage inside, that we'll tear into. Let you guys see the battery system and everything that he kind of fitted in there just perfectly. So entering in from the passenger side is kind of my little chill out area, as you've seen in some of my videos. Radius trash can here. This thing is freaking sweet and like the perfect size for the back of your SUV if you're looking for some kind of trash can, you know. But climbing up in here is awesome because I have plenty of knee room, as you can see. So just kind of hang out here, eat, just chill out, do whatever. But bed right here beside me, and basically the way I access storage under here is I'll just flip the blanket back, I'll flip the mattress back until it kind of stops, and then I have a carabiner here that I just fold up and hook it into the rear net. And then on the driver's side seat here, little bungee comes forward and holds that up. So now the storage is open, and just like the rear, it is a freaking mess in here because, yeah, just doing this off the cuff. But fitted perfectly in here is a 2000 2000 watt inverter, my 200 amp hour battle worn batteries, Victron battery monitor, some buses, keeps storage like my Nomad system in here, rocking a Victron 1212 30 amp DC-DC charger for the batteries, and that runs from a line up to my start battery to pull and charge the rear back here. And then power distribution, just rocking a C Systems Blue C, I think, Systems circuit breaker panel or fuse panel, and then that kind of just goes out to all the different things such as Starlink, and then you'll see a power outlet over there that I drilled out of this pillar and kind of just placed it in there, and that basically covers all my power needs. I have a few SIG sockets that come off of this for when it gets really cold. I can plug in an electric blanket, and yeah, keeps me nice and toasty. No need for a diesel heater with that thing. Plus it doesn't really get all that cold inside here because of the just the fact that I'm surrounded by a metal frame. Not as cold as it would be if I was in a rooftop tent, which is one of the main reasons I stuck with this kind of build plan. I can lock the doors, it's warmer inside, just an overall faster setup. But that's kind of all there is to see inside this thing. But we'll unlatch that. Just drops down, and these sit on some really nice rails on both sides that he made, and it is, I can probably jump on this thing and it ain't gonna break. It is very solid. But those just kind of scissor down together, I guess. I don't even know how you would say it. Clamshell down together. And yeah, and when I don't have the bed set up, I can sit here, use this as a table for my laptop, cook in here, kind of do a little bit of everything. But we'll move up to the front seat now. Seat, nothing too crazy really. Only real mods up here are the JW Off-Road. Their double decker, I think it's called. Basically phone mount system. And I'm running track form arms and stuff to hold my phone for navigation. Did the EKIY radio. Make sure I can turn that on for you and let you see what that looks like. But this is a must. Freaking hated that old Lexus radio. It was not any good. In the front, rocking the fridge, which is powered by the lithium in the second row. What else have I changed? Passenger seat, obviously taken up by the fridge. And then down here, it's kind of like my dry storage area for food, like protein shake, water, stuff like that. I keep kind of tucked up in there. But that's pretty much it for passenger side. All right, up the exposure again on the camera because it is getting dark out. But driver side, I have a first aid kit right here, just kind of jammed there perfectly. And it hasn't moved yet, so that's good. WeatherTech seat, sorry, not seat, but floor mats. And then this is where I ended up sticking the locker switch for the rear axle. But that is kind of it for the build so far. Next things that I am looking to do is going to be some sliders, front bumper for a winch, and then a rear bumper eventually. But I've only got about 2 months left here in the US before I move, and we'll see how far I get on the build. Not selling the truck. Gonna keep it in storage while I'm overseas, and then when I come back, we'll dig back into it. And future plans, I might be looking at getting some portals from Werewolf. We'll see. But that is something I am kind of eyeballing. That's going to be it for this video. Thanks for watching, and if you like this video, please hit that like and subscribe button.